Have you ever felt disconnected or just tired of the same old when it came to your home? Today, we're going to talk about 3 very simple ways to fall back in love with your home. If you're new here, my name is Becky and I am a mom of one very creative, full of life 7-year-old daughter and a very hard-working handyman husband named Jordan. And we have been living a minimalist, a simpler life the past about 6 years. While minimalism, we're often told, means less, and it doesn't mean that all of our minimalist homes are going to look the same, but living a simpler life is something that can work for everybody. With the whole love bug in the air, this is a great time to remember that your home should be a place of peace and solitude and not chaos. I looked up the word love in the thesaurus, and it said that you can describe the word love as to relish, to appreciate, and to care for. And if we are really caring for ourselves and for our home, then we need to make sure that our spaces are places where we feel peace and calm and even a sense of love. Let's start with some of the most important spaces in our homes. Those are places that we spend a huge bulk of our awake time, like our living rooms and our dining rooms. And are they places where we feel like we are invited into those spaces where we can easily hang out and have a good time? Or are you feeling very overwhelmed in these spaces and haven't really been able to use them in a while? Being a minimalist over the past couple years have taught me many great lessons, but one of the biggest ones that I have found is that in these spaces where we spend the majority of our time, we also probably have the majority of our clutter. And therefore, I always thought that if I just added enough storage space, that eventually it would feel and run just as I wanted to in this room. But that was going about it backwards and all wrong. What I realized is that adding in more storage wasn't actually solving any of my problems. It was just throwing a Band-Aid over a big issue. So as we are falling back in love with our homes in 2025, we are gonna do a little declutter. Let's start in small areas of these highly cluttered spaces. One big place that I found a lot of anxiety was my wall decor and my shelving decor. And while I love my shelves and still have them to this day, I realized that I was constantly filling them up with way too many knickknacks and things that I would find when I would go shopping. And so therefore, that constant need to add more made me feel like the shelves never felt complete. The hard thing about decluttering is that the way my brain works as somebody with ADHD, often I will look at items and I don't know the last time I used them necessarily, but I also don't get triggered by anyone telling me, do you find joy in this item? Yes, I find joy in everything. I mean, most things, okay? Maybe not, the old dirty sock, but a lot of this decor I bought because I really liked it. But in a space, if you are ready to truly fall in love back with your home, then stop asking yourself if these things bring joy and start asking yourself some alternative questions like, does it fit in this space? If I took this item away, would I even remember where it was? Something that really can help you is taking the item out of the space, hiding it away for a week or two, and then seeing if you actually go back for that item. And if you don't, then you know that while, yes, maybe it does bring you joy and you do like looking at it, it's not a crucial piece to put in this space. It's not adding or taking away anything, so it's just a neutral item that you really don't need. And one of the biggest things that I like to ask myself as somebody who does not enjoy cleaning and likes to simplify and streamline my cleaning routines as much as possible, I was very overwhelmed by all my knickknacks because I had to dust them and keep up with them. And finally taking away a lot of the wall decor, taking away a lot of the little tchotchkes, I realized that while I did like them, I didn't want to clean them. It was over my threshold. And so that is a really good question to ask yourself. Yes, it might bring you joy. Yes, it might even fit. But do you have the capacity to keep up with this item and want to clean this item over and over again? Do you want to do those things? And if you don't, then it can go. Falling in love with a person usually doesn't happen immediately. We might feel that lust, but actually falling in love with a person takes time. It takes getting to know that person. And I want you to treat your house the same way. While you are decluttering, yes, it might not be an immediate burst of, oh my goodness, I absolutely love this house now. But you are slowly going to better understand yourself and your needs. And you're also, while you are decluttering, you're triggering your brain to see, hey, this space feels a little better, a little more peaceful. I like even just this little one shelf. Now, how can I take what I've learned from this one space and start doing it in other places around my home? To always be on the hunt for the next knickknack and the next piece of decor, I was losing the sight of the bigger picture. Well, I found all of these things that I thought I was supposed to have in order to make my home feel homey. I was wasting a lot of energy, a lot of money, and causing a lot of arguments between my husband and myself about bringing in all of these things. And I was causing myself more stress because it was more things that I had to take care of, and I didn't have the capacity to do that. I just didn't have enough time and bandwidth to be able to take care of these things. And so, as you see yourself actually taking away things, you will realize that it's a true sign of loving yourself and loving your home, that you only have what you really need. Whew, sorry, just ran back inside. It is just pouring outside right now, and I wanted to get some of my plants some extra water. Let's keep talking about how we can fall back in love with our home this year. But the second tip that I want you to really think about this year is finding a space for yourself where you can dedicate room for finding peace. Many of us don't live in a space where we are completely alone. And so often we have to work with others in those shared spaces to find what we want as decor and what kind of couches we like. But let's start today by dedicating a space in your home that can just be for you, even if it is just your closet. That's where I started my minimalist journey, was decluttering my clothes, because I knew it was a place that I had complete autonomy. I had no one telling me what I did and didn't need clothing wise, but also it was a place that I found a lot of frustration and anxiety. But moving on from there is really important. Let's talk a little bit about that, because I've had lots of questions on how to communicate with other people when it comes to creating spaces that you can fall in love with, that you do feel a lot of peace in. When it came to our shared spaces like our kitchen and our living room and our den, we had to have some hard conversations that were a little bit uncomfortable. And at first, probably for the first half year to a year, we were butting a lot of heads, but it does get better. I think that's the part where, if you are with a partner who completely supports you, you are working as a team, then having more communication, especially when it's awkward, is going to make you a stronger couple. And so, therefore, what I will say is that between this couch, finally redecorating the room downstairs and getting rid of our old couch, it all took some time. And part of that was I wanted to find the right pieces this time and not rush through the process like I always did with decor. But I also wanted for us to get to a place where we understood what each other needed, and even my daughter, what she needed in order to feel comfortable in our home. So you'll see the decor around our house is very simple. We change out our pictures very few times a year, but the pictures that we have chosen are special, and they're ones that we both communicated that we really enjoy looking at all the time. And so, therefore, those pieces of decor have stayed and standed the test of time. If you're not there yet and you're still in that part where I was in the beginning, where you are just communicating these things and starting to have those hard conversations, I encourage you to keep going. But at the same time, I encourage you to find a place where you can create today a space where you feel at peace. That is very important for your mental health. There's tons of research on the power of our clutter on our brains and how we function. One of them that was done in 2009 found that levels of stress cortisone were much higher in mothers who lived in a cluttered home. And it even goes on to say that people in cluttered bedrooms have a harder time falling asleep and often have distress during their sleep, where they're waking up and then having a harder time falling asleep. The power of finding a space in your house where you find peace and love is not only just me talking and talking, but it's also very much research based. And the last one, the biggest thing that you can do in order to fall back in love with your home in 2025 is to embrace light, embrace nature, and to embrace your family and friends. How do we go about doing that, right? So we're working on our decluttering and we're getting rid of things and we're paying more attention to how we feel in a space. That's awesome. What do we keep though? What are those things that are going to help us build a space that feels loved in, and that feels peaceful? And that really goes down to I went on a trip 2 years ago for my 10-year anniversary with my husband, and we went to Copenhagen and then several places around Denmark. And honestly, one of the biggest takeaways, they have to find ways to embrace the darkness and find peace with it. How can we do that in our homes during this darker season of the year? One of the things I really appreciated was their very delicate additions of light in their space. So whether it was having lighter curtains to bring in any of the natural light that was coming in, or having light sources that could bring in that warmth in this colder season, having little lights around your house that can add a feeling of peace. They also have this thing called huga. I think I looked up how to pronounce it, but I always want to call it high G, but that's just me. Huga is where the Danish people have just completely embraced this darker period of time to the point where it's a welcome thing for the darkness to come. They have soft furnishings in their home. They talk about having softer blankets out. And something that we recently did in my den was we added an electric fireplace. We have a fireplace, but it needs a lot of work. And so we haven't had the funds to fix up our fireplace. And so therefore, we've never had a fire in it. But we got this electric fireplace. It lets off a little bit of heat. And I noticed in our den, which is a colder, starker room, and often one of the coldest rooms in our homes, we don't like to spend any time down there, especially in the wintertime. And so what I did first is I lightened up the curtains from a very heavy curtain that didn't let any light into a lighter, softer curtain. And then what I did is adding in this fireplace and adding in some soft furnishings like soft blankets and a few soft pillows. I immediately saw a huge difference in this space where my family used to avoid it like the plague. Now I have found that we all like spending a lot more time down there. We play games down there. We just started a new game called Sky Joe. If you've never played that card game, it's really easy and fun. And we want to be down there. And why is that? It's because we've brought the love back into the space. It feels comfortable, it feels warm, but it also feels clutter-free and easy to use. So how can you today use one of these ideas I've shared with you and start embracing your home again? Start loving your home again. I would love to know what your ideas are down below, because I certainly don't have all the answers. And I would love to know how you're living in your home and loving it right now. If you have enjoyed this video, then please join Minimalist and subscribe. And of course, if you are decluttering here with us, then throw a heart emoji down below. And if you are still wanting to learn a little bit more about minimalism and how it can change your life, then click on one of these videos right here, and I wish you guys all the very best.